success belonged to people who were naturally intelligent. In my case, that person was my brother, who is 2 years younger than me, which somehow made it worse. He could solve math problems in seconds, while I was still trying to understand the question. And for a long time, I compared myself to him. I thought, if I'm not as smart as him, how am I even going to succeed? But the frustration really hit me in 9th grade. I remember feeling constantly overwhelmed during exams, not because I didn't understand the material, but because I could never finish on time. No matter how much I studied, no matter how prepared I felt, I was always racing against the clock and losing. At one point, one of my teachers even told my parents I might have dyslexia. So I got tested, and the results surprised everyone. I didn't have dyslexia. I just processed things more slowly than others. At first, this felt like a confirmation of my biggest fear. Like I was at a disadvantage. Like I wasn't as capable. But then I realized that if I processed things differently than others, then comparing myself to them wasn't just unhelpful. It was unfair, because we're not starting from the same place. And now I understand that, yes, discipline is important, but yes, intelligence is important, but also is discipline. Now, I do have extra time, but I have something far more important: awareness. I know that what someone can do in one sitting might take me longer. So instead of falling behind, I start earlier. I plan ahead. I stay consistent. In fact, research by Angela Duckworth, a psychologist from the University of Pennsylvania, shows that grit, which is defined by passion and perseverance, is a much greater indicator for success than intelligence. And when I first heard that, I couldn't believe it. Because for so long, I thought that success belonged to people who were just naturally smart. People who understood things instantly. People who didn't struggle the way I did. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Because intelligence is a gift, but discipline is a choice, and choices beats gift every time. See, intelligence is like having a really nice car, a fast one, a powerful one. Discipline is actually learning how to drive it, every day, even when it's raining, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. And I had to learn this in my own life, because there have been so many moments where I thought, why can't I do it and it's easy for them? There have been so many moments where I've been stuck because I've thought that I'm really slow compared to others. And in those moments, I had two choices. I could stop, or I could keep on going anyways. For me, discipline isn't one just huge moment where everything suddenly changes. It is the small choices I choose to make every day. It's choosing to exercise even when I'm exhausted. It's waking up every Saturday morning, even when everyone else is still asleep because I have French class. It's beginning to study earlier than others because I know I need more time. Practicing concepts every time, again and again, and it may seem repetitive, but in order to really make sure I get it. And this is also true in real life. Take Kobe Bryant, for example. People look at him and think, of course he was successful. He was talented. But what they don't know is what he did when no one else was watching. He was known for waking up at 4 a.m., practicing for hours, training his moves over and over and over again, not because he didn't know them, but in order to master them. There's even a story that during the Olympics, he would wake up before any of his teammates. And when they got to the gym, he was already done. Not because he was intelligent or not because he was talented, but because he was disciplined. And this is why discipline matters. Not motivation, not talent, discipline. Because let's be honest, anyone can do what they enjoy. That's easy. But not everyone can do what they don't and still keep on going. Because motivation doesn't always show up. Sometimes it disappears completely. Sometimes you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated and start to make up excuses like, I'll do it later, I'll skip today, it's not that important. But that's where discipline shows up. So here's what I've learned. Intelligent people might get things quickly, But disciplined people practice until they can't get it wrong. Intelligent people might win today, but disciplined people win again and again and again. So now, I don't compare myself to my brother anymore, because I understand that comparing myself to him was not helping me grow. It was holding me back. Now, I know that I don't need to be the smartest person in the room. I just need to be the one who always shows up. The one who never gives up. The one who practices, even when it seems uncomfortable because she's not getting it. I just need to be the one who is always there. Because yes, intelligence might get you started, but discipline will get you somewhere. Thank you.